How to manipulate a man and get anything from him. If you're a girl and you're watching this video, make sure you stay tuned and watch till the end. In my last video, we spoke about the different manipulation tactics men use on women, but in today's video, it consists of different manipulation tactics you can use on a guy to get whatever you want from him. Any guy. A group of very handsome men and beautiful ladies came out to expose the different ways in which you can manipulate a guy and get what you want. So guys, I'm going to roll the clip, let us watch, then I'll be sharing my thoughts at the end of the video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Drop your thoughts on the comment section, and I'm going to see you guys at the end.
When you make a guy feel like he's an option, he's going to be warm to you. But the moment you make a guy feel like he's everything to you, he's going to treat you like an option, right? So now let's say you gave him the cookie and now all of a sudden he's acting funny. You act funny as well because you make him feel like, well, your D wasn't that good. Manipulation. You calling him and you texting him and you feeling some type of way because he's acting funny after you gave him the cookie is only boosting his ego. It's only making him feel like, yeah, he's a man. You need to bring it down. Bring it down, sir, because your D wasn't even that good. It wasn't even the best.
Sociopathic ways to keep your crush hooked. You can't be nice. No matter how much they proclaim otherwise, men love bitches. The more unavailable you are, the higher value you are. Control his self-esteem. Stay with me on this one. We want him to get a dopamine hit every single time he sees your name on the phone. And if you're absent, well, you want him to feel like crap. You need him to be thinking about you every time you're not around. When you are around him, bring your A game. You need to look immaculate. Be charismatic and give him compliments. Men very rarely get complimented by women, so this is effective. Dangle the carrot of potential sexual activity, but absolutely never put out until he commits. Play the coquette. Be hot and cold. One day you give him all of your attention, the next he gets none of it. He'll be sat there wondering what he did wrong.
Here's how to gaslight men and generally make them mad, part 5. Say things like, a real man does this, or a real man doesn't do that. This is a good manipulation tactic because it conveniently limits the realm of masculinity to what you find acceptable. Number 2, telling him he needs a beard or asking him when he's gonna grow a beard. This is good because it makes him insecure. The extent of how long and how full his beard grows is genetically determined and completely out of his control. This has its best results on younger men. Number 3, we have old reliable. You'd be cuter if you were taller. Now this one is good because it's true for damn near every guy. Ugly tall guys are cute and cute tall guys are even cuter. Let him think that he could have slayed if he just ate more between the ages of 8 and 12.
You're not going to like this, but it's the truth. How do you keep the man obsessed with you? It's by confusing him. It's by keeping that man in a state of confusion. It's by making that man never know what your next move is. The more unpredictable you are, the more a man will chase after you. Because confusion equals obsession. The more confused he is by you, the more it's going to ignite that desire and obsession in him to want to go after you. He's going to want to conquer you. He's going to want to figure you out. Because you are that puzzle that he can't seem to work out. So the more confusing you are, the more unpredictable you are, the more hot and cold that you are, the more unbothered and unfazed that you are, the more the man is going to get more and more and more attracted and obsessed with you. And here's the thing, ladies, sometimes they don't even know that they're attracted to you. They don't even know why they're so obsessed with you. It is as simple as that.
Bro, 2 ways how females manipulate you, alright? Start off with number 1. She'll start playing the distance game. All of a sudden, she used to be texting you, calling you first, and now she tries switching up. And the main reason why these females do this is because it's always a test. They're trying to test you to see if you either have other options, if you're actually busy throughout the day, and if you're not gonna reply to her. That's what she's looking for. She hopes that you have priorities and that you won't start simping over her. Because the second that you simp over her, I promise you, she's gonna keep doing it, and now you just lost. And right when you try to reverse the roles, she's gonna know, oh, well, he already folded the first time, why isn't he gonna fold the second? She ain't gonna hold that. Second thing they do, they play the jealousy game. They'll start talking to other dudes, they'll start hanging around other dudes, especially when you guys are starting off the early talking stage. She'll be posting on other dudes, seeing the reaction, and if you fold, you're cooked.
Here's how to become the one for any man. Trust me, I'm a sociopath. Be confusing and difficult. Men are hunters. Something from Amazon delivered to his door, not what he's looking for. He won't have time for the agreeable women because he's too busy stressing about your mixed signals. Spend his money, and I mean all of it. You will look sensational and he'll be too poor to take other women out. And lastly, and most importantly, break up with him. I don't mean permanently, just from time to time to keep him on his toes. Vasopressin will make him think of you, even when you're not even there. After all, absence does make the heart grow fonder. Here's how to become the one for any man. Trust me, I'm a sociopath. Be confusing and difficult. Men are hunters. Something from Amazon delivered to his door, not what he's looking for. He won't have time for the agreeable women because he's too busy stressing about your mixed signals. Spend his money, and I mean all of it. You will look sensational and he'll be too poor to take other women out. And lastly, and most importantly, break up with him. I don't mean permanently, just from time to time to keep him on his toes. Vasopressin will make him think of you, even when you're not even there. After all, absence does make the heart grow fonder.
If you want men to give you everything you want, you have to manipulate them. This don't work. It works, but it's not for everybody, okay? Because if you're just such a good person and you're a lover girl and you just, I just can't because I'm just going to leave, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, if you want to learn how to manipulate men, step one is you act obsessed with them, get them wrapped around your finger. Then step two, you snatch it all away from him. He's going to question in his mind, what did he do wrong? He's going to try to step it up.
And before anyone starts, oh, it's manipulation, I don't care. I don't care. You're on the wrong page, and men are designed to manipulate women. So the least we can do is learn a few manipulation tactics, okay? And I'm not even dating right now. I've even decentered men, but I just thought to myself, I have all this knowledge, and I genuinely feel like women don't know their power. Like, why are you being nice to these men when they're designed to manipulate you back? Why do you care? Manipulate them back. So a few months ago, I mentioned one psychological trick you can use, which is the power of absence. And I got so much hate from men when I posted that on my YouTube. Yeah, so you already know that this works because it's something that they don't want me to put out there. So today's tip is give him a taste of what he wants. Reciprocity, or what he thinks he wants. So if you want something from a man, offer him something first that he desires, but make it small. So that could be emotional support, that could be admiration, or it could be a small favor, but nothing too much now. Okay, so then once you do the favor, humans are psychologically wired to reciprocate kindness. So basically, once you give a small gesture, they're going to feel more inclined to help you out. So how you can use this to get what you want is offer to help him out with something. Make sure it's small, but something that he desires. Then once you offer it to him, then after, ask for what you want. Or after you do something for him, then ask for what you need later. So if you feel like going on a date like tomorrow, the next day, do something for him and then ask for what you want later. And do you know why it works? It works because he's at that state of reciprocity. So you have to catch them at the state of reciprocity because that's how humans are wired. Well, most humans, when you display an act of kindness, they're going to want to give it back to you. Okay, so I hope you love this video.
Be condescending. Ask if it's a transitory phase until he does something interesting with his life. Socio and psychopathic women do not put men on pedestals. If he's a talented athlete, say you're more into the intellectual types. Validate him using extreme triangulation. Make him feel inadequate by comparing him to your ex, even if your ex is pretty shit. Say he took you on trips around the world, or that he could actually hold a decent conversation. Last and most savage is taking a huge dig at his masculinity. Tell him he's a great cuddly bear, and then go on to say that you hate masculine men, and that you're glad he's not one of them. You love that he has such an emotional nature.
The first manipulation tactic women use when they want to manipulate a guy to get whatever they want from him is sex. Sex is the first thing women use when they want to manipulate a guy, and it's because a lot of men are cheap when it comes to sex. A lot of men have given themselves to sex. They are obsessed with sex, and women know this. So they use it to their advantage. And the way a woman is going to use sex to her advantage is by withholding sex from a guy when she wants something from him. She's going to withhold sex from you because she's upset. She's going to withhold sex from you because she wants you to do certain things for her. She wants you to get her a new car, a new bag, a new shoe, something, new hair, whatever she wants to get from you. She's using sex as a bait to get whatever she wants from you. She expects you to do these things for her before she sleeps with you. Another way in which a woman would withhold sex from a guy is basically making sure she's extremely good in bed. Like, there are certain moves that women are going to use in the bedroom in order to get you hooked. And because a lot of men are cheap when it comes to sex, they are willing to go the extra mile to prove to this girl that they love her. They are willing to do anything to make her happy. So the more she withholds sex from you, the more you want to do these things for her. And it's because of this reason men want a challenge. The fact that she's withholding sex will trigger him to want to do more for her in order to get what he wants from her. So it's going to push him to spoil her more, to spend more money on her, to get everything that she wants, because in the back of his mind he's hoping to have sex, but she's just using sex as a tool to get whatever she wants from you, while giving you hopes that she's going to sleep with you, but at the back of her mind she's not going to do it. This is in cases where you're not yet in a relationship with this girl. But if you're in a relationship with her, she's going to withhold sex when she's upset. She's going to withhold sex when she expects you to do certain things for her. She's going to just punish you through sex. She wouldn't sleep with you. The next manipulation tactic is faking your personality. If you want to manipulate a guy, then you have to fake your personality. You basically have to be his dream woman. You have to portray the character traits of the woman he's looking for, or the woman he really wants to be with. You're going to ask this guy the kind of qualities he's looking for in a woman, and when he tells you the kind of qualities he's looking for in a woman, you have to play the script. You have to be this girl. You have to play the role of his dream girl if you want to manipulate him, if you want to get him to do whatever he wants to do for you. You have to make sure that you play the script. That means to show him the good qualities that you have, show him that you're girlfriend material, making sure that you're also manifesting your feminine energy. A lot of men fall in love with women who make them feel better about themselves. A man falls in love with the image of himself that he sees with you. So you have to make sure that every time you're with him, you guys have a wonderful time. You make him happy, you make him feel like the man. Make sure that you boost his ego, because the best way to a man's heart is to massage his ego. Make him feel like the man. If you want to manipulate a guy, you have to make him feel like he's the man. Whenever you're around him, let him play the role of the man. You have to act the role of a damsel in distress. You have to make him feel like he's in charge, and the way you're going to do it is by basically allowing him to do certain things for you. A man falls in love with a woman he invests his time, his energy, and his money on. So you have to allow this man to play this role in your life, because if he isn't playing this role in your life, how are you going to manipulate him? So you need to allow him manifest his masculine energy. Allow him be a man. Let him open the door for you, protect and provide for you, and then you're going to get into his heart, and before you know it, you have him wrapped around your fingers. The next thing you need to do is making sure that you're manifesting feminine energy. Men love feminine women. Men fall in love with feminine women. You have to be the most feminine woman he has ever come across, and you need to do this making sure you know how to talk to a man. A feminine woman knows how to talk to a man. She knows how to challenge a man. She knows how to push his buttons. She knows how to seduce a man. Seduce him with your words, with the way you talk to him. Flirt. Be soft, be feminine, be mysterious. You need to be calm. The problem is a lot of women don't know how to use feminine energy to get whatever they want from men. You need to start learning how to talk to men. You need to start learning how to act around men. Be very feminine, be very soft. Talk in the most calmest voice that you have. There is a voice you need to develop as a woman, and this voice is the voice you're going to use whenever you're trying to talk to a man to get whatever you want from him, in a very soft, subtle, calm manner. The way you talk, the way you laugh, the way you eat, the way you dress, the way you walk into a room, the way you look at him, the way you smile at him, everything matters when you're trying to seduce a man and get whatever you want from him, or when you're trying to manipulate a guy, or portray your feminine energy to this man. You have to make this man feel that you're a goddess in his presence. You have to make him feel special whenever he's with you, and you have to make every moment you guys spend together very memorable. Like, let him sit and daydream about you, let him sit and think about you. If you want to get into a man's heart, you must get into his mind. And when you get into his mind, you get into his heart, you're definitely going to get into his pocket, and you're going to get anything you want from him. So you need to master how to be a feminine woman, how to manifest your feminine energy and get whatever you want from a guy. Because when you're manifesting feminine energy, you trigger him to be a provider. You trigger his provider instincts, his protector instincts. He's going to want to do these things for you because you are portraying feminine energy. You need to act soft, calm, mysterious, but most importantly, he should feel peaceful around you. He should feel like a man around you. He should feel like he's in charge around you. So all of these things matters. Another manipulation tactic women use when they try to manipulate a guy is seduction. You need to master the art of seduction. Every woman needs to master the art of seduction, because if you don't know how to seduce your man, you're not going to keep him. So any girl watching this video, you need to know how to talk to a guy. You need to know how to wear the right things that fit your body, outfits that complement your figures, bring out the right features you want, so that you want him to see. All of these things, it matters, because if you want to get into a guy's mind and if you want to manipulate a guy, you should be able to seduce him. Men are visual creatures. They are carried away by what they see. So you need to make sure that you give him a show. Whatever he sees is what he should desire. And when a man sees you and desires you, he's going to want to get you, and he's going to do anything to get you. So you have to know how to seduce a man. You have to learn how to seduce a man, even if you don't know how to. You must think about it. How would you manipulate a guy and get what you want from him if you can't seduce him, if you can't control him, if you can't trigger certain emotions from him? You should be able to know all these things so that you can be able to manipulate this guy. And there are so many ways in which you can seduce a man, just by the way you talk to him, the way you walk into a room, the way you flirt with him, the words you use, and the way you say these words when talking to him, the way you look at him when saying these words. All of these things matters. You need to know how to trigger certain emotions from him so that you can be able to manipulate him. Do you know the easiest way to get anything from a guy is to massage his ego, is to hype him up. You need to make him feel like the man. Sometimes when it comes to guys, the little things matter. Showing extreme appreciation to the little things he does for you. Let's say he gets you a handbag, he gets you flowers, he gives you money. Make sure you appreciate these things genuinely. Make him feel like he solved a problem which was a major problem for you. You need to tell him, oh my god, you don't know how much this money helped me. These flowers are so lovely. Oh, you make me feel so special. Let this man know that he makes you happy. Let this guy know that he makes you happy. Let this guy feel like he's playing a big role in your life. You need to make him understand that he's a unique guy. He's different from every man you've ever met. You need to make him feel special. You need to make this guy feel like he's a god. Massage that ego, hype him up. You need to be his biggest hype man. He is going to feel motivated to do more for you, because he's going to be so carried away with how appreciative you are, the fact that you think so highly of him. This is one of the things you need to do. You need to make this guy feel like you think so highly of him. And the way you're going to do it is by keep telling him you have a lot of money. You have so much money. Men love when you make them feel like they have money. So you need to tell him you have a lot of money to solve any problem. You have a lot of money to live any lifestyle. You're so rich, you're so masculine, you're a high value man. Say all of these things that makes him feel like he's really that guy. And when you ask for anything from him, he wouldn't want to disappoint you, because he wants to keep up with that standard you have of him in your head. Besides, you've hyped him up enough. You've made him understand how rich he is, how important he is. He wants to maintain that image you have of him in your head. So he wouldn't want to disappoint you. He wouldn't let you down. So he's going to be forced to do these things because you have hyped him up. You have fed his ego so much. He feels like he's a man. In fact, he feels like a god when he's around you. You have triggered his provider and protector instincts, making him want to do these things for you, because he wouldn't want to change that image you have of him in your head. So he'll be forced to do these things. Another way to manipulate a man is by ghosting him. Let's say, for example, this guy decided to hurt you in one way or the other, or just decided to ghost you. Guess what, sis? You're going to act like you didn't even notice it. You're going to act as though you never noticed him ghosting you. This is for anyone who has been ghosted. You know how hurtful it can be. So when a guy ghosts you, rather than blowing up his phone, calling, texting, dropping all kinds of heartbreak messages, sis, take that time out for yourself. Make sure you go out, have fun, live your best life, act as though he's invincible, and he's going to start wondering, but why isn't she calling me? Why isn't she texting me? It's going to trigger him to want to reach out to you. And when he reaches out to you, don't act as if you noticed him ghosting you. Act as though he isn't. Maybe even reply his message the next day or the following day. Say, oh, I was so busy, I didn't notice. Or leave him on red. Maybe this guy slept with you and he's acting cold and distant immediately after you guys did the deed. Make sure when you separate or when you leave that environment, block him. If you want to manipulate a guy, listen to what I'm saying. Block him. Block this guy immediately after you guys did it. Make sure you block him. Block him, delete, don't pick his calls, whatever. Just block him. Act as though he doesn't exist. This is going to freak him out. This is going to trigger him. He's going to start questioning himself. He's going to start wondering if there is a problem with his performance. It is going to trigger him to want to know what went wrong. He'll start feeling like maybe the sex wasn't even good. He'll start feeling like maybe he didn't perform well in bed. And this will trigger him to want to get back with you. He'll start flooding your phone with messages. Or even if you don't want to block him, just avoid him, ignore him. If he wants to link up with you, tell him you're busy. Just do this after sex because it's going to trigger him to want to know the reason why you're ignoring him. And he may even start thinking it's because of the performance or because of his performance in bed. He will start feeling insecure. He'll start questioning his manhood. And before you know it, he's at your doorstep, knocking your door, banging, reaching out to people, acting crazy because he wants to talk to you, he wants to see you, he wants to know what went wrong. The highest thing that men don't joke with is their performance in the bedroom. So if you can trigger that aspect by behaving cold and distant after sex, because men are fond of doing this, so if you can learn this technique and do it to them, it is going to trigger them to chase you. And the last but not the least manipulation tactics to use on a guy is tears, crying. A lot of men are moved by a woman's tears, so there are a lot of times where women will do horrible things, and when they are caught, the only backup solution is to start crying. So she'll start crying, playing the victim, making you feel bad for something she did wrong, just crying and getting in her feelings because she wants to trigger you to feel sorry for her. She wants to trigger empathy, sympathy, all of those emotions, because she knows that's the only way she can calm down the situation. Tears. This is mostly in times when a woman finds herself in trouble and she's guilty of something. She's going to use tears as a backup plan. So besties, I hope you enjoyed watching this video and I hope you learned so much from this video, because I definitely did. Don't forget to drop your thoughts on the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and drop any manipulation tactics women use on men in the comment section. I'm dying to see them, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye. Love you.